Hello everybody, Rebels at Cloud 9 here. I hope you guys are doing well, and today I'm going to be taking a look at this little tool here, again from Dspiae. This is the portable electric grinder. It is this tiny little tool. After my brother bought the sander, he was having some trouble cleaning some of the more aggressive bits of the 3D prints that he had done, and I saw this and I bought it for him so it would make life a lot easier for him, and I want to show it to you guys here today because this is actually a seriously really cool tool. It is very inexpensive. I was amazed at the price of this thing, and you're getting a lot out of this little machine. This is one of the coolest things I picked up in a long time, and I'm very excited to share it with you all here today. So I'm going to pop this open here. We have some little compartments here in this sleeve, or I guess they're boxes. Anyways, you guys know me. I'll mix up my words constantly. So in this first box here, the bigger box, we have a drill bit, or not a drill bit, they call it a grinding bit, and it is very nice. It's very sharp, and it just pops out like that. So I'm going to just put this, it's a tungsten steel bit. Comes in a nice little container here. We have a charging cable. Nice, I believe this is a USB-C port on the bottom there. And we have the drill itself. It comes in this super tiny little box. It's hilarious. So let me just get this open. Oops, just a sec. Oh, there we go. Oh, ripped the paper. Here we go. So here is our little sander tool. So we got the Dspiae logo on there, Dspiae, however you want to pronounce it, I don't care. I'm just going to call it Dspiae. So we have our chuck here on the front with 2 screws on either side. That is to tighten the bits. On the bottom here we have a recharging port as well as this little Allen key that hides in the bottom there. It's super cool. We have our on-off button here as well as our various settings. And this will go through the battery here on the bottom. And the top is the strength of the settings. So you can move it up 1, 2, 3. And then as you're applying pressure, it'll tell you how much pressure you're putting on the unit. And the last one here is red. So when you're applying too much pressure, it'll go red. And you know to loosen up on it a bit. So I'm going to go through here and let's put this drill bit in, just as a demonstration for all of you. Now, you have to undo both sides, which I have to admit, that's a bit annoying, just a bit. Just a drill bit. And put that in there. And tighten that up. Okay, and then that just gets tucked right back in there on the bottom. Super cool. So there you go. So let's turn it on here. So there's our battery level. You can hear this thing is so quiet. It is very, very quiet. It's actually quieter than an electric toothbrush. Very comfortable. Feels good to use. It's very, very lightweight. I can be drilling at it like this, or holding it like this, however I need it to be. It does have different settings for the speed, so there you go. So that is pretty cool. I need to find something to cut up here, and I'll show you how well it carves into some plastic. So just give me 1 second. So here I've got some spare plastic. This is just a big block of some styrene from a kit that I saved for a random day such as this. So let's go up in the first setting, and I'm going to carve this up and show you what that's all, how that works. Look at that cutting it into that. And I want to show you what happens on the back here when you apply pressure on it. You can see how it moves up. Now, I'm only on the first setting, and I basically already made a hole going through this. And you can see how little, when I was applying pressure, it did go up, but it never ever went up to the red. So let me try. I'm going to set it up to setting 3. Yeah, it's kind of impressive. I'm cutting this huge hole into it. I'm cutting this huge hole into the machine, and I'm not even getting up to the final. I'm not even hurting it. It's not even getting up into the red. It's very, very impressive. So you can do quite a bit of cutting with this. I should also mention it will take most like Dremel bits and things like that. So if you have other bits for your Dremel, it will fit those. I have done that with some of the ones that I own on on another project that I was recently working on. But I have some accessories that Dspiae also include with this machine, which is the reason why I purchased it for my brother initially. And I'm going to go ahead and vacuum up my desk here really quick, get everything cleaned up, and I'm going to show you guys those accessories here. They're really fantastic. I think you're going to like them. So yeah, be back in just a sec. One thing I'd like to just add about this drill bit here is I recently used it on a glass project where some copper needed to be trimmed so that nobody would get cut on it. I was really impressed. This thing cut through the copper like there was nothing to it. And again, it hardly applied any tension to the machine. It's still sharp. It's not going to like cut you or anything, but you can feel how sharp it is. It's very, very nice for that sort of thing. So yeah. Don't feel like it's going to wear down anytime soon. Like I said, I used it on metal and it worked really well. Not that I'm necessarily saying use it only on metal. That might wear it down. But it is quite tough and durable. I was very impressed with that. So the next thing I got it, this is the reason why I got it for, these little accessories here. These are like little nails. And they come in 2 sizes of heads here. We have 5mm and we have 10mm. And these are for sanding purposes. So this is really cool how they figured this out. Got these sandpapers down here. Well, actually, these are sanding sponges, I should say. And again, they come in 10mm. They come in various different grits. So we have 1000, we have a 600, and we have a 400. The ones that I'm going to be using here, of course, are the 5mm. And I think for this, I'm going to be using the 400 grit, which is this orange border here. So open this up. And the first thing we need to do is peel back the adhesive backing. There we go. Come on. Doesn't want to come off now. And we're just going to push it through like, oh, this worked better before. Just give me 1 second, everyone. There we go. Sorry about that. These pads are quite big. So there you go. It's got some adhesive on the back here. You can easily pull it off if you need to. And just push it on there. And the nice thing about this is it's a sanding sponge, so you can apply quite a bit of pressure on here and you can get various corners and edges and things and sand away around it. So I bought it for these stubs here on the bottom. These things are always difficult to clean on resin 3D prints, and this is going to make things a lot easier. So this is, like I said, 400. It's the most rough grit. And let's just turn this thing on here, and I'm going to give you guys a demonstration. I'll turn it up to 3 here, and why don't I move to the back here where it's kind of a bit more messy. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That is fantastic. That just cut through it like there was nothing there. That is really fantastic. I can't get over that. That is really nice. It's actually really smoother than a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be. Wow. That took very little pressure and it just went right through it. Now the other thing that's really nice about this too is you can dip it in water and you could do some wet sanding if you wanted to. So I'll do a bit of that right now. That's pretty cool. That works out really well. My goodness. Let me just go clean up this table here one more time and we'll wrap this video up. So I'd just like to show off the 600 grit here on this project of mine. This is a Romulan bird of prey. It's something that I've been slowly working at. It's very difficult because you can see there's a lot of these little striations in there. And that's partly an effect of the model, partly an effect of the medium, but I've been able to sand down the front here and make it really nice and smooth. But it's taken me a long time to do that, and it's been a bit difficult doing it with regular sandpapers, and because it's so tight, it's caused my hand to cramp up a couple of times, just making it a bit more difficult. So I'm going to take this here, I'm going to turn it on to setting 2, and I'm going to sand away at some of the detail here, and let's see how well this works. Wow, I think I actually need to take it down to setting 1 here. I think that's a little too aggressive. Let's try the back here. Yeah, that's actually doing a lot nicer. Alright, let's have a look-see here. Wow! Look at that. That's nice and smooth. That's really smooth. I was worried there was going to be like little circle rotations in there that I was going to have to fill in, but no. It's actually really good. It's really, really smooth. That's kind of scary. I could basically have this whole thing sanded and polished up in about an hour and ready to go. That's really, really impressive. It's very smooth. It's like what I've done here on this side already. You know, I did this a couple months ago. Look at that. Wow. That's really, really impressive. So yeah, from going to very extreme stubs to making a nice polishing on there, that is really, really impressive. Very cool. Alright, and so that's my review and presentation of the Dspiae portable electric grinder. And really, what can I say about this thing? But it's incredible. It is a really, really nice unit. I'm beyond impressed with this. This is a total game changer for 3D printing and cleaning up all the resin on there. So if you're into 3D printing, definitely pick one of these things up. They're fairly inexpensive. I was actually really surprised of how cheap these things are for how really nice they are. I also do want to mention that the sanding heads and the sanding pads are sold separately. They do not come with the kit, so if you buy this thing, all you're going to get is the grinding bit on there. So be careful of that. The other nice thing is you can use all sorts of different Dremel tool bits on here. I think it said a 3mm shaft is what this is here. So yeah, you can tighten these down quite a bit to fit. Hopefully that'll work. You'll get the right balance on there. But yeah, I'm absolutely blown away by just how nice this is. Like I said, it's really light, low sound, very, very quiet. It's quieter than the other sanding tool that I used. And yeah, we have this with the sander. It's going to make life a lot easier. So if you're into 3D printing, this is a definite buy. If you're not into 3D printing and regular modeling, I also think this is a definite buy. This is very helpful for a lot of places that are difficult to get at. Like I said, there's a 5mm and a 10mm. I think you're going to use the 5mm more. It, of course, all depends on your project. And that might not be enough for some people. They might say that's still too small. But I gotta say, I think for me, this is perfect. I know my brother, he's going to absolutely love this. He's used it just a little bit. And yeah, I can't wait to see all the models that he's going to produce with this. So definitely, I highly recommend this thing. Seriously, guys, this is one of the coolest things ever. But I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've enjoyed this presentation. And I honestly hope you'll go and consider getting one of these for yourself. That's all for me right now. This is Rebels of Cloud9, signing out.